My dear cousin, I am beginning to think that Poseidon is holding a grudge against my husband. How else would you explain some of the latest rumors? A merchant claims that Odysseus has taken up with the enchantress Circe. Certainly, if Odysseus had his free will, he wouldn't be spending time with another woman. Then there's the local fisherman who spotted my husband's ship on the horizon, only to have a fierce wind blow the ship far to the west. Finally, a blind bard told a tale of cannibals destroying a small fleet of Greek ships that were on their way home from the Great War. Only the hand of Poseidon could push Odysseus into all of these treacherous situations.
Not himself,
By
no.
now, Odysseus' absence from Ithaca is well known throughout Greece, and most presume that he is dead. Inevitably, hundreds upon hundreds of suitors have descended upon my home to pitch woo to me. At first it was a little flattering, I must admit, and my larders were more than capable of hosting Greece's nobility. But now, as I look over the rooms of my home, I see nothing but an ocean of layabouts. They've become loud and boorish, and I cannot possibly feed them all or provide them with enough wine. If you prepare some lavish and well-stocked homes for these noblemen, it will stem the suitor tide until I can think of a more permanent solution. Yours, Penelope.
I love thinking about this, like she's actually in the palace, the fortress that we built. Obviously we don't get a sense of the interior, but that's for you to imagine, guys. I also like this thing of people think that he's dead. We saw him just a minute ago, but it was out on Thrinacia, an island in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, that kind of works out in the end. Right, well, next we have Suitors. Suitors everywhere. This is the chapter for today. 80 people in a manor or better. Produce 16 wine. That seems all right. In fact, we already do that. So manor, we already have that as well. Oh, this is going to be like a 5-minute episode, it looks like. Look at this. There's almost nothing to do. Fish, olive oil, a treasury. Is it actually going to be a 5-minute episode, though? I've said it many times before. Well, well, well. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let's Play Zeus. Zeus, the enhancement pack. We are returning today at Ithaca. And I'm feeling very odd about this episode. This bright, sunny morning. It's about 8 a.m. I feel odd because if we look at our goals, we are essentially done. 80 people in a manor, we have that already. That basically means, so each manor, okay, I've just right-clicked these and see, these are manors. This is as good as we can do, because we still can't build horse ranches, I've just checked. Right, so this is the best you can do. Now, this has 16 occupants, so if they want 80 people in a manor, 8 already will do it, because there's more than 10 per. We got a bunch. We got loads. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 12 of the damn guys. Well, not quite 12, but we got a lot. So, we're done with this. Produce the amphora of wine in 1 year. We're definitely over 16. I can set the fish aside. Let's do that again. Get deja vu, we did that before. Olive oil, the treasury. I really can move on instantly. However, I think there's going to be stuff that happens around Greece as this goes along. Like, cities will fall, others may rise, people may get annoyed with us. Now, there's no suggestion here we have to do a quest or a monster might attack us or something. But I think skipping is probably a bad idea. Just ending immediately. And that's actually a weird thought, isn't it? If you rush through an episode in which a city is meant to fall, what happens? Does it just not fall? Like, we saw, obviously, in the Trojan War campaign itself that we were able to take Troy out really early. Or Sparta was able to take Troy out really early. And the story continued, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. So I'm going to play it forwards here. Maybe get some of our money back from the previous colony, which, by the way, check this out. So, Thrinacia, by the way, it's Thrinacia. Did you see that whole episode? I was calling it Thrinacia. I actually refused to edit in a black and white section about that because I thought, you know, there's enough crazy stuff going on at least. I won't aggravate people by teaching you the fact that I've been saying it wrong. And then, so it's Thrinacia. And, you know, I did that save file, and I spelt it Thrinacia with an I. I don't know why I thought there was an I on there. Thrinacia. So anyway, so these are all reasons to skip. And then there's even more reasons to skip, which is this. This city is perfectly balanced right now. 0 workers needed at a normal wage rate. Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that if we want to expand something, we'll need people for it. And yet, all of our houses are full. There's 0 more housing. So it's kind of a thing where I'd need to do another housing block. And then there's the question of, okay, can we feed all the people in that new housing block? Are we producing enough olives? I mean, we're definitely in the green for money, so we could pick up some importation again. But, you know, I'm just a bit worried about that. So, but we will play here, so let's see. Also, there's just this weird thing, all right, to give you a peek behind the scenes. Well, it's not really a peek behind the scenes, but this whole Let's Play, I've well, you know, we've done like 2 colonies have been split into multiple parts. But nearly this whole episode, a video has been an in-game episode, an episode for an episode. It would be really weird here, right near the end of the LP, because we're kind of in the twilight era of the LP now. It's actually true. You know how I've been watching Star Trek The Next Generation as it's been going along? We're getting towards the end of Star Trek as well at the moment. You know, I'm always interested in the end of TV shows. Not necessarily the finale, but like those final few episodes, the last normal episode. Do you know what I mean? I'm always very curious about that and what the atmosphere on set must have been like for moments like that. So like The Next Generation, if you guys have ever seen it, has a really, really good finale. It's a finale that flicks back to like the first episode, the current time, and off into the future. It's really clever. So they have this epic finale, but what I'm most interested in is the episode right before that. Anyway, and we're kind of in the equivalent here for Zeus for that. I've got limited episodes and colonies left to show off all my cool ideas. Why the hell am I talking about all this? Yeah, it'd be weird near the end to suddenly just skip forward. So we will get a video, and this is not me trying to squeeze content out, believe me. But I do want to get a video on this chapter. A tribute paid. Thank you, by Thronacia. You salute me. Oh, we've turned those messages back on, have we? Well, that's good, because we wanted fish. We want food. And then a tribute from Ismarus, which is sculpture, which we don't really need. So yeah, let's see what we got. I want to get an episode out of Suitors everywhere. Now, the first thing to know is we cannot build any mythology. So all these sculptures are just going to pile up. And in fact, they are not even available for sale. However, they will pile up, and I think there's a good reason for them to pile up, because I've read ahead at the final thing we have to do on this, and guess what? It's the same as at every damn parent city, and you can tell because Zeus is already a friendly god in this campaign. It's Zeus. We're going to build a sanctuary to Zeus somewhere here, and we got plenty of space here, so I'm fine with that. But what I'm thinking then is throughout the course of this episode, we'll build a stockpile of sculptures up. You know, maybe we'll have like a sculpture, you know, a massive sculpture bay. That might be quite cool. But we'll need employees for all of that. So I'm thinking 1 more housing block. Now around here I want to do elites. So I'm just panning furiously around trying to find space for a decent housing block. Oh, what a terrible save game name. I just called this one Ithaca 4. Brilliant. Yeah, hi guys. It's another day. So I went ahead on the last cut of this and I built a housing block down here, but I spent like 18 minutes building it. It didn't do what I wanted it to do in the end either, so I cut. Then I spent a little while trying to find something fancy we can do, something cool. And I found some blocks, but I think they only work on the easier difficulty modes. So then I'd built one here, and now here I am again. Okay, and we're trying this again. And so, what am I going to do for my little bit of population? Well, I think let's try a wraparound. Alright, so we did it at Olympia. And it's not too fancy, and it's not too incredible, but it's something. So I'm going to do a wraparound housing block. And where I think it will be most pretty is we could wrap around the bottom flank here, or we could wrap around the top flank here. I think I'm going to do the bottom flank, because I have like some fun ideas for the storage along here. Also, these rocks are a little bit annoying, but this is all clear and open. The only issue with the wraparound is then it might interfere with this. I mean, we've got so much space. Like, I built something here, but I don't know. Essentially, the idea of I'll spoil it for you. A free-flowing regular block. Pretty cool, right? So first thing, what we'll have to do is move the granary. We'll have to empty it of some fish so that we can get this out of the way. Now, before, I didn't want it pressed up against the fortress. I actually think that looks quite good now, coming back to the game. So we'll do that. We'll empty some fish out here instead of getting it, and we'll make sure we're not accepting anything. And then you guys can get everything you can. So we'll just play that along and let that move forward. Oh my god, we're moving very, very fast here. Back up to the employees needed sign. And you know, while we set this up, we can always bump the wage rate up while we initially pay for the culture buildings that are going to be used here. What's really nice about putting a housing block against this is I don't need to pay for another granary. I don't need to pay for another storehouse. I don't need to pay for even the college and the drama school. If we do this well, we can, you know, if the podium is here and if the gym is here, well, because we're not going to do a theatre. Oh, there we go. A tribute from Ithaca. Thank you. We got a lot of fish. Oh, there you go. So it's empty enough now, so that's fine. Alright, so the tribute, then the last thing is this maintenance guy who also can be moved. And I don't think he's going to interfere with any appeal by being up here. It's already ugly as sin, and these guys have found a way through it. So, excellent. Now, we can move this along. Let's continue our pattern here, which would be 2 columns, flower gardens, 2 columns, flower gardens. You know, the more I've been looking at this as we've been playing through, the more I've really fallen in love with it. And then I suppose this road, in the interest of keeping it totally even, can come straight out like this. Okay. And we could even do the gazebo thing, actually, that I was talking about. I was just saying how much I like the look of this. But we could do... No, it's fine. I got a really cool idea. Oh, my God. I got the best idea ever already. Okay, so these are actually quite easy to lay in. Just do it like this. And then we'll do the parks. Now, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to offset it. Oh, we might not even need to do anything. I was going to say, we could now have the flower gardens here and the columns. But that's probably going to come out too thick. Let's just put the houses in. And see where we go. So I'm going to keep the houses aligned with the ones that already exist. Okay. So we come up to here. See, that's aligned. Now, the agora. We could have an interior agora here. This looks quite good. Does it? In fact, does it already fit? The interior agora? Yeah. See, it's got to be quite close. But not too close. This is just going to be a simple line and then another line. So here we've drawn, right? So at this road here, we've drawn 160 of drachma, which we know is slightly longer than a water walker will make it. But it is fine for the peddler. The peddler will get all the way down this road. So we already have a clue as to how good this is. But the 135, where's the 135 mark? Let's see. So we already have one down, so we're actually looking for only 130. So the water's going to get to there. So everything past this, we can obviously corner trick something. So that's the actual extent of our houses. Everything past this is going to need to be, you know, other stuff. So we can put a water fountain here. Hopefully, yeah, because this bit's shallower. So the other water fountain person's probably going to be behind this rock here. So it will work. They'll be on the inside. There are fireworks. Why are there fireworks outside of my window right now? That's unbelievable. So I have a neighbour that's just become obsessed with fireworks. So we'll do that. Maintenance for the row. And a road block for this guy so that he knows his duties are to go up. This guy's duties to come down. I've actually sort of fallen in love with this twin maintenance idea as well. You know, the whole series, we could have been doing this little setup here at the end of roads constantly. Double maintenance posts, road blocks, shifting them either way. So who else doesn't really move very far? Well, tax doesn't move that far, so we can put the tax there. I guess the problem with this is now we're going to have our guys roaming up when really we want them roaming down. Also, this... well, okay, no, hold on then. Let's do it this way. The maintenance man will get all the way along. The truth is that if we've drawn the 135 out, water can go with the agora. Water opposite the agora. Now, this is a technique we haven't really seen much. Now, in theory, she'll walk down there on one, and then she'll come up round the bend. This is all wasted space, obviously. But she'll come round the bend, and she should hit them all. We might be able to do this all with one fountain. I was going to have them tag team it, but we'll try otherwise. Now, a watch post could go on the end for some fun. It could go right on the end even, but let's do it over there. Oh, yeah, but that does mean we need an infirmary. Well, that's okay. Look, the infirmary is super insulated from all the other houses because the agora's there, because the fountain's there. I quite like how this is turning out. So then we pull this along. And, you know, a second water fountain would be something. So then we're looking at mid-tier roamers. And they, again, they should all make it. So we'll have a tax office there. Oh, I right-clicked instead of left-clicking. And do you know why I did that? I did that because I have brain rot. What I was really trying to do was get to the bench UI to put the bench down because I thought the bench was amazing. Tried to do everything too fast. So, I think we'll be fine. It might be that these guys on the end don't end up with water and infirmary. At that point, we can either pluck the houses out or we can shift both of these buildings to the ends because there is plenty of space for that. And we can, you know, replace these guys with the houses that we otherwise would have lost. So, is that it? Is that everything? No, well, okay, so now that we've done tax, that triggers us to realize we should be doing culture as well. They all need a gym, mid-tier walkers. And if we have the gym at the very end, actually, do you want to see something cool? If they have a gym right at the end of the road, the guys from the stadium, that they will go to the stadium all the way along, everyone, and the stadium itself is a bunch of their culture, and then the gym is another piece, and then the competitors is the third piece. This is like what we had at Sparta. The problem is, I don't know whether that's fully going to work, because the stadium is also being serviced by competitors from in here. This is set up essentially, and it's doing the elites. And the fact that these guys have already filled it up might mean that we don't get both working, because they're not perfectly... At Sparta, we had them perfectly aligned, right? It was the same path each time. So when competitors got sent out, it was perfectly even. This time, I'm not sure. Does that mean at Sparta what we actually had as a setup was that they were doing 2 at once? I don't know. Also, the road is slightly uneven, so I'm going to pull it out 1 more in length. Like this. And we do... Oh, there you go. That puts us nice and up against the rock. The other thing, of course, is to say a gym here and supplement the whole thing with a podium in the middle. Which is what I'm actually going to do. We'll have a podium down here. And then houses all along again. Now, possibly want a road out. So if this ends up... It's not uneven. Well, that's okay. If we want to open this up at some point, we just move the house. And that's all good. God, it feels too good, doesn't it? It feels like there's too many houses about to go down. Is this fine? We have all the culture they need. They have health. They have water. They're going to have the food that they want. And there's no point putting the food in until they've all actually moved in. So, maybe the Agora is a little bit far away, actually. It's not going to say too distant, but I am a little concerned about the food. So should we do a because it is feeding 2 things as well. So should we do a double granary setup like this? The maintenance guy will hit that. That's going to mean low appeal for these guys on this flank, possibly. If we build past... Well, we don't want to build past the watch post anyway. They're definitely not going to get water over there. So let's just fill this in. Well, we could do something else. We could do... Nah, there's just really not that many buildings for us to place. So let's say a gazebo there. Let's replace this park here. Oh, do you know what I should do as well, actually? Because we're going to have to pay for a lot of appeal later. Kill all of these houses. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, full start, full start. We'll begin again in a second. I'm going to avenue the whole thing. By avenuing it, we'll line up even... Oh, by avenuing it, we could shift the gym now to the left, and there would be an exit road. Ooh. And in fact, even another route to a new Agora there. But let's not worry about that. Okay, so let's put the houses in. All right, this time the housing block has not been that long. It's only been 11 minutes, and I'm 100% confident it will work. And it's something of a novelty. We saw this in one of the bonus open play episodes, this strategy, but it was all super sped, so, you know, here's a real-time version of it. And look, again, guys, this is just going to be a bit of a weird one, because the truth is, we don't have much to do. We just don't. I mean, look. Should we set the fish? Did I already do this on the other cut of the video? Like, I could just set both of these aside and we're off. What is going to be more important to set aside? I think the fish. I think olive oil will be fine. Oh, will it, WP? I'm actually eating popcorn while watching this back, and it's very entertaining to hear myself say that. No, seriously, I mean, I'm literally eating popcorn. So there's the Isthmian Games, and look, we do actually have this little road on the inside now, so I could maybe do what I was thinking of, which was... You know, column here now, but I don't think that's actually going to look very good. We could do Doric column framing the Agora. We could do column here. Oh yeah, they'll probably want back garden parks as well. That's nearly always the case, isn't it? So we could do the pattern here, I suppose. If we do the outside column now, it's like it's ultimately framed this. If we do the inside, I don't know. I prefer to do the column on the outside. So let's say double park on all of this, and then double column on all of this, and I guess double column there with a monument. Now, what is this town all about? It's about the mountain, really. I mean, which is funny because we're not Mount Malia, we're not Mount Ithaca here, but let's say a happiness monument. Be happy when you come to live in this housing block, please. We could even give them one there as well. As for this little bit here, I think we're just going to have to fill this in with park, which is going to evolve some of the parks on the inside and change the design quite significantly. But You know, maybe that's not so bad. Oh, yeah, and then we got to put the parks down the back here. So the other thing I want to do here is storage. Now, I've noticed, okay, we kind of have the, like, this road. Oh, wait, we weren't going to do it like that. Hold on. Oh, what broke? Oh, I forgot. We never put maintenance on the corner. We have maintenance on the end. So that means there has to be maintenance on the end here as well. Well, that's fine, because like I just pointed out, we've offset all this on the end here. So we can actually have both. Oh, no, we can't, because the rock. Damn the rock. Oh, wait, hold on. Is the rock all the way on? No. It will work. Nice. There you go. Yeah, we need it. That's good, because I wouldn't have wanted all of this to catch fire. Actually, guys, we're going to see Hephaestus soon. I'm totally jumping ahead talking about this, but we're going to see Hephaestus, and I've got such a cool idea. This thing where Hephaestus doesn't cause things to burn down. It really does mean that you can build districts in your city without maintenance. Now, the actual perk of that is almost nothing. The price of a maintenance office is almost nothing. The employees is almost nothing. The space it requires is almost nothing. So really, it's kind of irrelevant. But I really like the idea of doing certain things. But you have to be careful. You have to know what will burn or what versus what will collapse. There's even a building that can do both, which is going to be some cool trivia. So that's going to be a little project that we have coming up. And I guess I'm talking about it now because I was just thinking about all of these guys burning down. Oh, let's not do that. Let's have the good park. Nice. And maybe a bench around it. This is actually going to be very high appeal. Oh, well, Taxon. I've done this really well.
Please let me fulfill an outstanding request.
Hermes has been very useful with that wine. I've done this super well. Look at this. The infirmary has no houses near it. It has a fountain near it, which, you know, fights against it. The tax office has no houses near it. It has a podium near it, which fights against it. I hope these guys evolve as well as I think that they should. Okay, so food, fleece, and oil. Voila. Now, let's go look at the trade road. Right, here's my thinking. My thinking is we move the pier to Pylos, which is still working, by the way. Are you guys under risk of attack or anything? I hope you're not. No, look at all the shields they've got. And look at all the money that they're represented as having. If I asked for money from them, I think they'd be very happy to give us, like, quite a lot. Right, so I'm thinking of moving the piers to a new... This pier here, specifically, still central to the city. We already moved it to this amazing new spot. But, like, shift it over a bit. And then having all of this as storage for each different commodity. We'll move the armory, the winery, and you know, we'll have bays to everything. I just think that'll look really cool. So, for example, here... so, like, this is our bronze... So, there's a bronze bay here, right, already. So, let's set that up. So, it's going to come on like this. And I realized while I was editing that other part, it's really simple, this. Okay, it's just 1, 2, 3. Now, it's fully connected to the road. No problems. And actually now, while I edit again, nomming away, I've realized the even better way to do this. Remember what we were talking about with the 1 pixel touching the storehouse so that they don't run around and do unnecessary movement? Well, imagine this. 2 storehouses right next to each other, and then you do just the 2 pieces of avenue connecting them at the corners. Exactly the technique we use with the infirmary and gym on the figure of 8 setup, and also the water fountain and podium at the figure of 8 setup at the previous parent at Olympus. If you guys remember that, but doing that for storehouses... And it would look pretty, and it would give you lots of space for beautification around it. I wish I'd, like, done this road now in a pattern of double storehouse, gap, double storehouse, gap, double storehouse, gap with the mini avenue things. That would have been awesome. Anyway, back to nomming. Nom, nom, nom. And I guess since we started with the Doric pattern, Doric is what we'll use. So I've Doric down here. This little bit framing the industrial area will move. And now we'll say empty of bronze. And we will say get bronze. Oh, also, the other really important thing that I want to get set up here before too many years tick by, in fact, did we just get paid our tribute, is get these sculpture bays going. So I'm going to, even though these guys are absolutely full of bronze, and set production is 75% complete, I'm going to get rid of them. Oh, no, I didn't need to get rid of both. Hold on. Can we pop them back in? Oh, we can't. See, undoing is really weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it totally doesn't. Oh, also, we never totally framed this guy with park. It's actually technically uneven. I should have pointed that out. Alright, look, I will fix this only because the magic of editing exists, so you don't have to sit and watch me do it. Or I could force you to, yeah, see? By continuing to open my mouth. I'm going to stop it from editing it. Alright, there you go, I took pity. There you go. And actually here, I didn't even set the bronze up again, but they were already shifting it, which is good. So they're emptying that out. And we can delete the one on that side of the road. We could do it on both sides of the road as well, where possible. It would mean moving this middle tier granary. Or even just frame the granary, maybe. We could do it with food. You know, I'll stick with this side of the road for now, though. Okay. Okay, so a tribute, and then a tribute. Damn, we missed it. We just missed it. So, yeah, I want to get these statues in. So, here's our statue bay. 2 seconds too late. Accept some statue. Oh, by the way, I don't want that getting bronze. I want it accepting. Just to remove any weirdness. Now, this winery and this park, as amazing as it looks, we're going to get rid of it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I know. It looks so good. Now, what the hell am I going to put in this? Fleece, I guess? Do we have a fleece bay? Yeah, we need space for one fleece. Well, we don't need space for this, but space for a fleece bay. A little bit of bonus fleece coming into the town. Hopefully that doesn't mess up with the housing districts. And now we have rocks, so we're kind of going to struggle here. You know, it would be really good to have, like, housing commodities and then industrial commodities later. Also, multiple sculpture racks is probably necessary. Having just the one isn't really good enough. So, ugh, and then this is slightly offset. Yeah, if I move the pier, we can shift it all in. But no matter what happens, the maths for this is going to be slightly wrong. So, oh, we could do a double. Ah, that's so good. Let's do a double. Oh, the rock ruins it a little bit, but okay, it's okay. It's just going to look like another collapsed pillar. Oh, guys, I was really close to adding the, oh, no. The rock is going to look like a part of the garden. I was really close to adding the audio patch that changes the frequency of the dialogue. See, look how close I am to the technique now. All I'd have to do is just 2 pieces of avenue on the corners, and it's sorted. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I like hearing about my spear. Has anybody seen my... I've come down from Mount Olympus. I like all that stuff. All right, so then, more sculpture. So, 3 racks full of sculpture is going to be 8, 16, 24. So this kind of style of city building that I'm doing here, if you look online at screenshots of what people do with their cities, a lot of it looks like this. Because this is a very effective... What you've seen, I've shown you quite a lot of, I hope, anyway. I hope you'll agree with this. And that's ugly, but, you know, whatever. Oh, no. Sculpture. Nothing else. Is I've shown you some fun blocks, right? Some cool technical designs and things. But they're like the modular little cells within the body of the city, okay? What about how the body is connected together? Do we put, what's that phrase? An entertainment district next to a sewage system, right? Do we actually have nice flow of stuff? Now, by doing a setup like this, if you imagine that these rocks aren't here and these trees aren't here, you could just go housing block, housing block, housing block, housing block, and all the Agora guys, they'll work along. Do you remember in one of the free plays that I did at Larissa? We had that one amazing road, but it was right up against the coast. Imagine that one amazing road, and then it kind of has a setup like this. And you know, you haven't dedicated so much to armor. And then you can kind of get a bit of a sense of what's going on. So what else is happening here? Well, our unemployed is at 57. So we can set some piers up. There's actually lots going on here. So Egypt will buy bronze, but we're already buying bronze. That's why we've got so much of it. This is hilarious. Look at this. Thrinacia. They'll buy our olives, which is good, actually, because we make a lot of olives. Do we make enough to export to them and still be okay? They buy 36 olives. But look at this. We know that Thrinacia has nothing there. There's nothing there. And yet, look, we have no... Oh, my God. Do you know what I just did? I just got a little bit too animated. It happened again. Oh, how many episodes have we gone? Like 20 episodes into this? I just spilled water everywhere. Oh, no. All right. Be right back. All right, okay, I'm back. Okay, you know what's extra terrible? I don't remember this happening last time. Water went all over the mouse. Oh, dear. Well, hopefully its function is still fine. What were we talking about? Sorry, as I, bang it in my hand and see if any droplets come out. Oh, yeah, Trinacia. Look, they don't have anything. We know that they don't have anything. By the way, Tornados is just permanently gone from the map, I've now realised. Oh, hold on. And weren't we selling them wine and fish? So our peer to Tornados has been doing nothing. Interesting. Well, Trinacia kind of, the new Tornados, replaces them. And look at this. They sell woods. Do they? They sell marble. They sell armor. Well, I guess that the idea is they're importing that stuff in. Wood and marble is just a total troll because there's no way anyone would put any mythology there unless you're doing that crazy thing for Zeus. Like, they have it all set up that you could buy things from mythology there, but nobody's doing mythology, so... And there's no requirement to import that stuff. But this is clearly, Libyan wood and Egyptian marble, and, I can't... By the way, you know how we could import a lot of food from Egypt when we were there? I like the thought that was possible because we're close, so the stuff won't expire. But if we tried to import food from Egypt when we're at Ithaca, it obviously will expire, so it's not a problem. I mean... They had salt, right? But you get what I mean. So anyway, Thanacia will buy our olives, I guess. Let's go have a look. Yeah, look at this. Associated City not trading Tornadoes. It doesn't exist anymore. And look at all this shit on the bay. Oh, we were sending armor to them as well. All right, let's get rid of all of this. Look, they're still taking it. I hope that they'll buy my goods. They won't buy your goods anymore, guys. Should we put another terrible pier in this weird area of the city? Oh, yeah, I wanted to beautify Hermes as well. Nothing too fancy. I'm actually going to do it in the same way that we've been doing our housing neighborhoods, and I know that seems a little bit boring. Okay, no. We can do double. We'll do double parks. It seems a bit boring, but at the same time, it's a god, so, it's a slight tweak on the thing. And you see we have very high beautification here. I have read a new theory about the beautification of gods and about where they come out to sanctify things. In the previous episode, you remember I actually right-clicked Hermes and I was reading the thing about Hermes? You might have been wondering why is he reading that? Well, I cut a little bit out. But basically, what I was actually doing is I was checking to see if he sanctifies anything. The reason I wanted to know if he sanctifies anything is because there's some cool trivia, which I guess I'll give you now. The idea is, you know how there's this thing of, like, where they spawn, you can't really predict it, that they're supposed to be going to the highest appeal, and they don't really? It might be that the game figures out what the highest appeal is at the moment of construction, and then it's set for good. And in this way, you can manipulate, but you have to be very careful. You have to have your high appeal spot set already, because the god will pick its favorite spot for spawning when placed. And what does construction mean, by the way? Does it mean when we put the temple down? Does it mean when it's built? Or I have no idea. The theory is simply that it's either when it finishes or when you place it. Have the appeal set up at that moment, and then if you want to change their favorite spot later, then you're going to have to delete and redo them. So it's just a theory, because people have been speculating about how you can properly do it online, and I think it's a cool idea. The other side of it, obviously, as well, is we saw Zeus wandering miles around the town, going all over the place, and I have no idea what triggered that or why that ended up happening. That was just completely bonkers, wasn't it? So... Right, anyway, there you go. So Hermes is a little bit beautified. We have space for 2 piers. 3 piers. And we could get a road around to all of them. But then there's also space for piers over here. Well, okay. Really what I want to do is export. If we're exporting olives, see, we left space here. Oh, also, I left space for olive presses here way back when. Do you remember? And I never actually put them in, so let's fix that up. So I think we'll do a pier to Thanacia. We could have 2 piers next to each other there. That's so perfect. I have to use it. So then there's Ismaris, and so Same is just the fish. Don't care. Ismaris buys grapes. So nobody buys our wine anymore. That sucks. They sell wheat, wood, and sculpture. We don't have horse companies, right? We still don't have horses, damn. It's not a particularly military episode, this one, is it? It might be as well, right? You see how all the wineries are working? It might be that they're actually full on grapes. We are actually still good for selling excess grapes. So we could try Oh, and that's a trading post. Aha! A reason to build over here. We have Hermes, so they'll come even more regularly. Or we could dump him down here. Since going right over there doesn't really mean anything. And I'd have to find a way to maintain it, and it's probably not going to look that pretty. Okay, so... trading post. Well, okay then. So, with all of that said, we'll do the pier to Egypt as well. Because... I mean, we've spent the money on all of this. Now, this maintenance man. The issue is, sometimes he's going to roam across the water crossing. But on the other side of the water crossing is this guy. Oh, no, but he has a roadblock. I really don't want those piers to break. You see, he just turned around there as well. So what I'll do is we'll build out on this marshland. You see this, like, very thick green texture here? It almost looks like something they've slapped down in MS Paint, right? I actually really like it, though, and it's very rare. And you'll see that they use a lot more of that in the Zeus Enhancement Pack. It's like I think that they thought, oh, we didn't put much of this in the base game, so let's have some fun with it. Let's do a little bit more. So... I can't stop them getting across that easily without moving the whole setup. Well, we can do it here. Kill that maintenance, kill that olive press, move the whole road in, bring it along like this, with a patch of road down here. Ah, the nice, relaxing, happy music. There you go. So now they're not going to roam across. So one maintenance guy, he goes along the question mark, and we can even replace... Oh, they already have roads there. Hold on. We can even replace that olive press, like so. Right, now, as for trading here, we're going to start selling olives in case that there's excess olives. And at the trading post, which I want... See, I don't want to mess with this aesthetic. There you go. Tributes of sculptures coming in. That's good. One sculpture studio we have there. Oh, I never replaced my armories, did I? Let's put them back down. 1, 2 armories. Let's not do Doric column. And let's do a different style of column, and let's just dot them around. Because there's already enough happening with the columns here with these things. So, the trading post. Christ. Alright, fine. What we'll do is we will mess with the wine a little bit. We'll bring a road out here. And we'll put a trading post down. And what will be quite fun about this is this maintenance guy who's already here to maintain the these growers' lodges. Oh, he's already got a lot to do, doesn't he? Alright, here you go. Put another one down. How's unemployment? 187. I just saw a homeless guy. Why? That worries me. This is fine. Oh, yeah. And then we even have these bays. This accepts some of the marble that we'll be buying. This accepts even more sculpture. This accepts a little bit of wood. Oh, my God. Look at that. Wow. Nice. Oh, my God. And they've all evolved. It's all worked out perfectly. Oh, except these two. Ah, damn. Let's see tax here. See taxes. Oh, they're all being taxed? Oh, these guys aren't. Oh, no, they are? Yeah, he's taxing them right now. He's in the process of taxing them. Hell yeah. Okay, so what's interesting, though, is they did get food. Oh, yeah, they need water. So, that's such a shame. Because, oh, and what have you guys? Food. All right, we can't feed all these people. Shit. This was the problem. Right, we have to expand our fishing. Actually, interestingly, watching this back, I've finished my food now. Thank you very much for asking. We've discounted Same over and over and over again because all they do is sell fish. Actually, the quickest solution here would be to just put a pier down, maybe on the south shore, south of the fortress, and just import loads of fish right here for them. It would cost money, and it wouldn't soak any of our excess employment. But those are things we can fix in other ways. I think the pier, if I was playing this again, I'd put the pier down. Fishing has to be on the north shore. So let's expand. Once we can feed all these mouths, we have our storage set up, we have our trade set up. I'm happy to move on to the next episode. We don't have to drag this out or anything. We could be fishing here with a double water crossing. No, because they don't want me to do it. Really, you're only going to give me 2 fisheries. The thing is, our only other food is dairies and goats, which are not ideal. Well, there's 3 fisheries that can go up here, and again, these are on the North Shore, so that's pretty decent as well. And they're kind of remote, and they kind of interfere a little bit with the Hermes situation, but not really. So 3 more fisheries there with maintenance. So what I think I'll do, guys, what I think I'm going to do here is we're going to swap, right? This is no longer going to be allowed cheese, but it is going to be allowed fish. So these guys, all these fisheries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fisheries up here, they're all now going to, these guys are going to be eating fish. We're going to take them off of their cheese diet. In fact, there can be more fish down here, and they'll just sail around the island. This is where I was thinking about those piers before. So there you go, fish all. Oh, excellent, so good, so good. And what that means then is the dairies that we have set up that are getting the cheese from the mountain, they're going to start taking all their cheese across this waterway and depositing it at this granary here, which these guys will get from. So these guys can eat fish and cheese. You can have cheese, and you can have, you can be getting, I didn't even tell him to get. So the cheese will supplement over here. Now these 2 fisheries also will help a little bit with our fishing. Now if I do this in a nice way, what we can do is we can pull this up like so. And then it's like it's connected to the fishing section of the town rather than anything else. And then we can have storage still on the inside or something there. I don't know if I want to mess around with that later. Maintenance for those guys. Okay, because they probably will need it. So they're tag teaming. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of devolution here. It's going to be a bit rocky for a second. The last thing we can do to help out a little bit is we can start buying this wheat here from this trading post, and we'll export our grapes as well to see. Because all the wineries are good. We don't have a grape bay, but this is essentially it now. So we've started exporting 2 more things. We're going to move all of that. And, yeah, let's just see. So I'm going to save. Bit scary. We may have to shift some industry here. Ithaca, bit scared. And let's go. By the way, you see how the first A in Ithaca there never got printed? There is, I've confirmed this now, there is 100% input lag when you're typing these, say, file names in. That's why it's skipping characters, I promise. Now, we gotta watch the housing block, we gotta watch it. Oh, they're re-evolving straight away. Oh, and now they're de-evolving. I want to see cheese should start appearing here. In fact, hold on. We'll tell these guys to get cheese, but just accept fish. What this will do is this will mean, and they can accept wheat as well. Other people dump the fish and stuff in these, which is good, but they're getting the cheese from this intermediary granary here. We could tell them to get the wheat as well from it as well. It doesn't really matter what difference there is. We won't accept... Oh, look, we're doing some complicated granary work here. By the way, did I just hear a building collapse? I did. A building in the city has collapsed. Ah, we never maintained these guys. Oh, connected the roads. Come on. There we go. All right, speed along again now. Stabilizing. Now, what I want to see here, we have food for 6,000 people. We're good. Food is fine. Building the housing block has still given us unemployment. Plenty of. We've got the storage bays done. We've got our trade done. Can I expand any of the mountain industry?
Please let me fulfill an outstanding request.
I'm not sure that we can. Couple of employees needed. That means we hit 0. They have nowhere to take it, and they've got 1,000,000 miles to move. So I'll just leave the pier there again, because it's like a monument, you know. It's become like a relic. As we remarked at some of these other places. There you go. So you're going to have some parks surrounding you, a bit like the college there. I like this very simple, humble thing here. Yes, some tribute. Some tribute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, last thing to do then is just watch our money. What's supposed to be in this one? Olive oil. It's low, isn't it? That means we don't... Well, we do have a surplus. Christ, look at all that. Also, marble. Oh, I want to set up a marble storage bay. Or even 2. Oh, God, so we'll be buying it. So, we have boulders here, which kind of starts messing with this. But let's see what we can squeeze in. Marble bay can go there. and there, I guess. So 2 marble bays. Be interesting if there was a fireballs from heaven thing for that. And I think it would be interesting for breaking rocks. And I think it would also be interesting is if... Okay, so we're allowed... You know, remember I talked about gamifying the clearing the town phase? Well, what if we can use the clear tool to break shrubs and easy stuff, but what if rocks, the more permanent stuff, now it's a building that has a walker that you actually spend some time with. So we do that. It looks like we have an abundance of wine. We could actually... Do you know what we could do? Oh, we can't shut down the wine industry. I was going to say, we could shut down wine and just keep grapes, which we sell. But we can't shut it down entirely because we do want to feed our elites the wine. Actually, what's happened here is this is like constipated. So what's going to happen is all these wineries are already full of grapes. And they only can make more wine. And then they have a guy on the road waiting to deposit wine. They can only make more once that guy's made his delivery. Otherwise, the building stalls. So, basically, the elites drink the wine. And then a building and a vendor takes some new stuff. The store is open now. And one of them makes a little bit of wine. But the rest of it, it's constipated. So now the grapes can't get in. And in that scenario where the grapes can't get in, they're now being sold. And here, I want to be careful with our wheat imports. We also want a little bit of wood. If we're going to be building a sanctuary later. Oh, we're buying a lot of stuff here, aren't we? I bet our money is going down big on this. But this is our last storage bay then. The wooden storage bay. And, oh, isn't that nice? Look, that gives us justification at the end for Boulevard rather than Avenue. The free flow commoner housing block that I want to show you guys is really weird and it's really interesting. But I've made my own variant. I've actually got to the point where I'm starting to build my own housing blocks and like starting to tweak, because there's a lot of designs out there that look good, but when you build them, they're not good. They have some really basic principle about them that's really just broken. But they're cool ideas. And, oh no. Oh, great. How many times in a row? You know what? This is the game screaming at me to remember to get the muscle memory every time you place a storage bay. Hit the X, accept what you want. I get instantly punished. It's good that they're instantly punishing me on it, though, because otherwise I'd just look back later and it's just insanity. We could do some miscellaneous ones at some point, I don't know.
Please, let me fulfill an outstanding...
Right, and this is cool, but it's so much space, you know. And it is like in other games where you need loads of storage space as well, you know, so you end up having a wall full of chests or whatever, and then you end up putting it all in computers. Well, there's no storage bay upgrade in this game. I do kind of like the idea of 9 storage decks. Well, you couldn't have 9. I guess the max amount is a 3x3, and the one in the middle is like a fish pond. That's actually so cool. Like, I don't want to do that. And then you know, you have a big path around it. You have in a big circle, and it's decent. But look at all the space just for storing the commodities of the town. Thankfully, I think we've got all the population, everything we need. So, olive oil. Olive oil is struggling for the inner neighborhood. In a moment, it will be struggling for the outer neighborhood. Which is wild, because it's all right here, guys. It's all right here. Do you really want me to daisy chain? It might be that we've just got too many people, finally, so another storage bay, local storage bay for them is good. One right there makes sense. So now we've doubled our getting power for these guys. And let's not hem in the palace here. I did also have a really weird idea. I was like, what if we put a housing block inside the fortress? And it's so weird, this fortress thing. It's like I'm building an individual building now, but it's a building out of buildings, you know? Oh no, I've got an idea. What we'll do is we'll have another storage deck here. Not there. I was going to say it needs park and column, but it doesn't. So we'll have a storage deck here. Double park, because I don't want to, you know... We're going to have the ugly column thing if we put them there. Not allowed, not allowed. And then column down here. Now, this storage deck is our olive oil storage deck. And this can become a bay for grapes, I guess. Because I'm interested in how many we have left over. After all the sales and the wine, do we actually have grapes left over? Let's say grapes and olives, because I'm curious about that for both. So let's see. Let's see which one fills up. That'll be a nice way for us to see, you know, what kind of production rates we have. Right, I've also lowered the olive oil sales here, so some of that will be freed off of that bay. But I think the simple fact is we need more olive oil. Now, as far as that's concerned, these new presses we put down, none of these guys are working. So what that means is that we're not picking enough olives every year. So what that means is we probably don't have enough trees. So it's time to put some more trees around. And I'm sorry to these animals, these poor animals. I mean, what are they going to do? Will you guys at least get the trees over there? You know, it's funny, in real life, giving them some tree cover and a bit of, you know, variation to their environment, they probably like the trees. But in the game, it's like we're boxing them in. So we'll get as many trees as we can on that I think's feasible or nice. And we might need some more growers. Or you see, this meadow here is so good. Use this meadow over here. So what's our employment like for these additional... 300 people unemployed. Oh my god, yeah, we've really expanded. We've probably made the city bigger than it needs to be at this point. But we'll put a growers lodge there. What other growers lodges can be near the mountain? There, you and you. You would also receive maintenance. You would also receive maintenance. One more. I already think we've been a bit excessive. You're very remote. But you're not too remote, actually. Let's watch. Let's see this growers lodge here. They come out and they can hit the grapevine pretty quick. If there was just a path up here, if we did the trick and gave them a path up there. Actually, hold on, there's a rock there, right? Maybe they don't get to that stuff because of this rock. Is there a way? But there is a path around. Oh, there's rocks there. Oh my god, they're impossible to see from the other viewpoint. Oh, that's why they don't go there. It's this. Mystery solved! That's why they don't go there. I have to try this, guys. I'm so sorry. I have to try this. Okay, so we put some boulevard down and cut into the road. Does that unlock it? It would be so cool to unlock it, wouldn't it? That's not going to work. I think it has to be avenue this time, maybe. Avenue? Did we cut into the road there? Did that work? Could even try it all the way along there. Yeah, so this is no man's land. That's why they don't go there, because there is this tiny little this thing here. I think because when we're looking from the other angle, you see it's obscured around the back there, so you can't tell. It all looks open and free and fine. Again, to me, this looks like Impressions made a mistake, and maybe they made the mistake for the same reason that I didn't know that it wasn't open, because maybe when they designed this map and built it, they were using this north-facing viewpoint a lot, and it looks fine from the north-facing viewpoint. You really have to rotate in a very specific way to catch the rock issue. I bet the same thing tripped them up. On the other hand, based on how insane and precise that drachma mint stuff was at the previous colony, Thronacia, maybe they are all-knowing, and the point was always just to play this cruel trick on us, the player. Also, do you guys like how I darken the screen if I do an edit within an edit? And now this is an edit within an edit within an edit. Look, it's like you're just desperate to get back to the game, getting bored of all the black and white, and we're just slowly closing our eyes and falling asleep. Oh well, maybe we break those then. I'll leave one bit and see if they tend to it, just in case our pathing trick did anything. Okay. So yeah, I think by opening up the exportation of those extra olives and things, it's slowed down our olive oil production, which has meant that these guys didn't have as much. And it's kind of a big problem if everybody there devolves. So I'm going to save again. Ithaca, a bit scared. I thought they said scuffed for a second there. And let's speed it along. So we're getting the marble in. I want to see olive oil appearing on this bait. It is. There's a little bit of olive oil going onto that bait. That's bonus olive oil. So that's servicing our people. Money is going up amazingly. Oh, I get, look. So, oh, look, we did have loads of spare grapes. Look at that. Look how many grapes we've got. That's wild. So these are all grapes we're selling. See, my theory about the constipation of the wineries was totally a thing. Getting a bit of wood in as well. Getting the wheat in. There you go. Spare grapes appearing. Holy shit. It's all spare grapes. We got loads of marble. We got 50,000 drachma. Do you know what, though? Actually, I might not be able to set... Oh, it says I can set it aside. I can set aside the jugs. I guess it would be these ones that we're selling here. That's funny that we're... Oh, here you go. Here's the olive exportation. And you can see that they're filling up here. I hope that they prioritize going to a press before sales. In fact, we can tell that by hitting this question mark. So, they will grow olives. Once they have employees out of the lodge, the fruit is prepared. Here, look. Once a load of olives is ready, the lodge's delivery men will first seek out a press So we will always be pressing it. If he can't, he'll look for a trading post. And then if the trading post is done, he will send them to the storehouse. So if we ever see an olive in here, which we have, that means we have enough olives to meet all of our sales plus all of our pressing. And we have seen an overflow olive. That's really good. I love the prioritization of the AI there. And it's nice to read that and get that cleaned up in our heads. So that's good. The town's pretty much in a brilliant place then. Nobody's going to devolve. Excellent. So, let's set the goods aside. Oh, now we're only 28 in stock. Maybe we are going down a little bit. Let's put another press down. Look at how everybody speeds up sometimes. Is that Hermes doing that? Did you guys see that? Just movement, click up. That was crazy. That was absolutely wild. 3 more presses. Are you all going to be running all the time? I think they are. So the presses, once the oil has come out of the press, they're going to seek to sell it straight away, right? Isn't that the case? If you're exporting the good, they will first try to take it to a pier or trading post. If you're not exporting, then the trading facility... Okay, so which trading facility is selling the olive oil? It's this one in the middle here, right? And we're max 24 out of 24. So if you've maxed that out, we've sold all of that we can this year. Oh, there you go. It's going onto the deck. Okay, good. So it's going on the bait. They're just grabbing it fast. The vendors are picking it up so goddamn quick. Look at that. Well, actually, it's not the vendors that are picking it up. It's these getters that are picking it up. There you go. The flow of goods. All right, but now we've got a fleece issue. Ow. Oh, we probably have too many houses for all the fleece. That will be a problem for next time. Let's set the goods aside. You never know. Next time we might have a new trading partner that will sell us the fleece. This next place, we're going back to Sickle Isle, Corsaira now, guys, and maybe they export fleece or pay us tribute to fleece, which will mean that all these guys, can come back.
My dear cousin, now that many of the suitors are lodged elsewhere, I've had more time to think. I've come up with a plan to keep them at bay a little while longer. I have sworn to these greedy men that I will pick one of them for my husband as soon as I finish weaving a burial shroud for old King Laertes, Odysseus' father. Every day, I will make a grand show of weaving the shroud. Then, under the cover of night, I will carefully unweave the day's work. Hopefully these fools won't catch on to my scheme.
Wow,
I hope
how
Hermes
tedious.
protects you on your way to our new colony site. Trouble abounds in our waters. Word has reached me that the Sirens tried to thwart Odysseus in his journeys, but that he somehow overcame their sweet, deadly song. Another seer reports that my husband was consulting shades in the underworld. My Odysseus certainly does get around, doesn't he? I just wish he'd get around to coming home. Yours, Penelope.
Is this shade term specifically a Greek thing? Because in the game Hades, there's loads of shades there as well, or is it just a coincidence? Anyway, I'm wondering if we meet Odysseus in this storyline. But I guess that'll be for next time, so join me, guys, very soon at Corsaira. Corsaira's rich meadows are attractive to shepherds of all shapes and sizes. What does that mean?